Prayer, you can start.
Okay, okay.
Ah.
ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे शता
Now I can start with a welcome address. Namaste. Good afternoon to everybody. Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Magesh V. Neelagandan. Respected Vinod Ji. My good friend Dr. Santosh Kumar Ji. Dr. Indrani Ji. Dr. Jagan Ji. And dear participants of the program. On behalf of the SSVN Tamil Nadu chapter, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each one of you. I am very happy to share a few words in this occasion. I have close association with Shiksha Sanskriti Uttan Niyas SSVN for the past 3 years. At present, I am serving as State Coordinator of Management Education Wing, SSVN, Tamil Nadu, and Technical District Convener of the organization. I am grateful to Vinod Ji for giving this opportunity to serve to the SSVN. Today, the management wing of SSVN Tamil Nadu chapter is organizing a webinar on new dimensions of management education. Mr. Magesh V. Neelagandan has agreed to deliver the address in this webinar. I am thankful to Mr. Magesh for his acceptance to deliver the management education is a great beneficiary of Indian economic reform, where transformation from state-controlled market to free market is imperative. In India, MBA degree has been perceived as a way of achieving assured careers and sound wages at the early stage of life. The ambition of Indian youth today is to get a job in the business, industrial, or service sectors and settle down well as well as possible. No doubt, management education is needed an infusion of professional ability, but the given value to the society is equally important. Unfortunately, management education in India has been diluted in its execution as to choose nearly all the social intent. In whole spectrum, the role of institution, value, and social recognition gets short stripped in the management education. Emphasis is only on the knowledge content on which examination is conducted. All other useful knowledge areas and skills are vastly neglected. Like spiritual knowledge does not find in an appropriate place in the curriculum. Therefore, students have to have no opportunity to know about their faith, culture, and value. The knowledge they gain is mainly and is not backed by practical experience. What type of management education will provide this enlightenment? According to Swami Vivekananda, the training by which the current and the expression of will are brought under control and become fruitful is called education. He wanted a man-making education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. So, Swami Vivekananda emphasized the need of the following points in education system. The role of teacher, spirituality, accessibility of knowledge, and plural attitude. So the present webinar will provide a knowledge on the new dimensions of management education, so that we today we organize the webinar on the new dimensions of management education. Suitably, we arranged and we invited a resource person, Mr. Nagesh V. Neelandan. He also accepted our invitation. So I once again I extend my heartfelt welcome to each one of you for joining this program. Welcome you, sir. Now I request Dr. Jagan, Mr. Jagan, to introduce about the SSUN. Over to Jagan, Mr. Jaganji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon to everybody. And SSUN Shiksha Sanskriti Udanyas. Importance to the education models and how the education should be Indianized. And this organization at the year of 2004, it was started in the name of Shiksha Bachao Andolan, and the meaning is it's an education movement for saving the education movement. The Shiksha Bachao Andolan was started, and at the year of 2007, it was converted into Shiksha Sanskriti Udanyas. And in Tamil, we are saying that as a Bharatiya Kalvi Valarchi Kadaha. And this organization is giving importance in it's having many wings. In those wings, the wings are like for research, for Bharatiya Bhasha Manch is for language studies, and for management studies, and for autonomy of education, for history education. Like this, we are having for technical education. Like this, we are having many wings. And this Tamil chapter, Tamil Nadu chapter, this is now it is doing its work with the guidance of Shri Vinodji, who is having the responsibility for 3 states, and Srimati Indrani ji is the president of Tamil Nadu SSUN, and Dr. Santosh ji is the coordinator for Tamil Nadu, and we are continuously and continuously we are publishing many books. A draft for a new alternative model in education is translated in all Indian languages, and we are discussing those things. So, this is Shiksha Sanskrit Udanyas. It is having the aim is to form a good Indianized education system, and and now I invite all the participants once again, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jaganji. Now I request Dr. Santosh Kumar ji to introduce the chief guest.
Namaste and welcome everyone, especially the guest of today who is going to give an insightful talk on. He is a postgraduate in logistics and shipping with over 25 years of insightful experience in the areas of development in supply chain management, end-to-end logistical solutions, and he has worked in various countries like Singapore, Gulf, US, and visited various countries to explore business opportunities and providing solutions on the logistics and infotech. He has been conducting training programs for management students, international logistics, motivational programs, and entrepreneur programs. He is also a visiting faculty for ACPC College for Management Studies and Research, which is affiliated to Mumbai University. He is currently located in Mumbai, Maharashtra State. He is also a member of Departmental Advisory Committee for Master of Management Studies. Mr. Mahesh V. Neelakandanji is serving as Managing Director of VCare Logistics Private Service Private Limited. Now I request the speaker to deliver his insightful talk to the audience. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh ji. Now I request Mr. Mahesh V. Neelakandan to deliver your speech.
Let us start.
Last a little bit to start with, but last two slides, it will be directly I will be linking that with the Upanishad and our Yoga Vedanta. Last two slides. Before that, I will be giving you the little bit. So, according to this presentation, let us start with education must be developed in such a way that it gives knowledge of life to every human being, not only the monetary and money and material. It should be like human being based education should be given. And we have to develop clarity in man-making education, which is unselfishness. We have to think for all and execute, do only things which is useful to all humanities. So the education basic should be like this. Though we can start from our first curriculum, but if you start now, slowly we are improving using at least start with in education so that two generation gap will not suffer. So you have to start with these three basic unselfishness to humanities at the end. In definition, and on by which man, woman making, it has to emphasize on that. It should be, we are not building. So the human products coming out of education to work culture, education does not serve that particular purpose. That is the reason national character, social character, and personal character is not being built through education. The studies says, if you go into any search, you can find out this. A lot of suicides are happening in educated geographical area. We say 100%, Kerala is a 100% educated state, but suicides are more in that state. Why? So if there is a lacking in education, it clearly exposes that. It is not serving the purpose, strengthening the human mind and exposing clearly the education what we give, not building the confidence of the personality. If you look into villages, even in Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra where I live, suicide levels are very, very less, which shows the society build up and respect to humans also higher than the educated cities. Because the stress are built for the human brains with a lot of pressures based on society. So it shows education moves out the self-confidence from the human mind. So if you check highest prevalence of AIDS also in highly educated places. This is all due to lack of character building. The present education gives to humans exposes lack of strength of mind. Lack of strength of mind. The mind should be strong. The education not giving that. So you can expand intellect as below. That is analytical brain, understand human issues, deeper aspects of life. So these three is more important. What is analytical brain? One, a human is receiving some sort of points or problems or work. It should work based on some sort of analytics. Okay, if you do this, what may be the result? If you do that, what we will achieve? Something like that. So that analytical brain should be tuned. That should be there in the education curriculum. And whatever at the end of the day, because of your analytical brain, human should be benefited. So for that, understand the issues of the human. Based on that, your education should give values and knowledge. And also deeper aspects of life. Life is at the end, it should be happier, peaceful, healthy, and cheerful. So the education should be based on these 4 points. And then, once the education is done, it should be capable of standing on its own leg. Means no need to depend on others. No need to depend on everything based on whatever others will think of, something like that. So one can develop his confidence. Not only he can perform white collar job, but also any type of job with dignity and respect. So whatever job you do, you should deal with dignity and you should feel yourself respected. First you have to respect yourself. So automatically things will get developed. And attitude needs to be developed in such a way one can perform any type of job, whether based on body or mind, with self-confidence and also with dignity. Here I wanted to make one small point, which I have experienced myself when I was working in US That is in a company called Kodak. I was working for them. And on the daily that one lady will come. She's a cleaner, sweeper. She will do that. When she comes near to my desk, she used to talk to me like very close mother-like. She will not feel like she is doing dusting work. She will not feel like she is doing some manual job. She was proud of doing that. She used to tell me about her son, her daughter, something like that. And cheerfully, she will go out of my cabin and go to next room. So she feels herself dignified. She feels herself respectable. She respects her job. So like that type of education we have to give here. Nothing is low dignified, something like that. One should not feel. For that, you yourself respect whatever job you do. You have to respect yourself. Your personality must be respected by first yourself. Then others automatically will respect you. So we are all taught, if somebody X-Force respect you, you are respected. Not like that. First you have to respect yourself. So you feel proud about yourself. Learn to be proud that I am doing this job perfectly, something like that. So once you control body and control mind, he can stand on his own. First body should be controlled and mind should be controlled. So self-reliant dependency on others to perform a job is reduced. So no need to depend on somebody else for small jobs. So the dependence should be reduced. For that, you have to control your body and control your mind. So the education must be man-making, provide dignity to physical labor also. If these points are emphasized in education, it will lead a person the value and give confidence to him to stand on his own work. So, again, we will go to that. Swami Vivekananda quote, unselfishness is more pain. Only people do not have patience to practice it. We should develop that patience, unselfishness. How? You can take one example. If you are in a place, somewhere forest or hill station somewhere, or some remote place, that time you have food availability for only 3 people, but you are all 5. What can happen? Either you can share the available food with all the 5, or who is powerful, take that food himself. So this shows unselfishness satisfies more souls. Only people have to develop patience to practice it. For that, you have to develop patience. So here, academicians forget these 2 things. Not implemented such things in syllabus. They did not live and set as an example. So academician must live as an example and prove that he not only gives advice but also living as he says. Everybody knows about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Jagiri's story of the small kid. I'm not going to talk about that story. Everybody knows about it. So inspiration to students or juniors will not come only by reading books and receiving advice from the teaching community. Inspiration comes when a teacher lives a life. Students are watching and taking inspiration from the teachers and parents, elders. Even now, we used to say, when I was going in college, that teacher did this, did that. He motivated us. He created self-confidence, something like that. Now we are saying it. But now the teaching community should live to that. So that is lacking. We are seeing it. In this, teaching community also failed to set an example. Families also failed to set an example. To conclude, to bring value, ethics to students' responsibilities lies in the hands of teaching community, parents, grandparents, elders in the family who not only preach but also live to set an example. Yeah, they have to act because students are taking inspiration from the behavior of their teachers and their elders. You cannot think of it. We all know agriculture is the basic of Indian economy. We used to say 70% of the Indian economy rolls around agriculture. Now it is a little bit reduced, around 50% because after industrialization, agriculture economy is down. Hello. We all know agriculture is the basic of Indian economy, but there is a psychological attack in the human brains in such a way that if someone does agro work, he will made to think himself inferior. But once it was dignified job, likewise hotel industry also. So we are all demotivated by our education system to think our specialties are downgraded and many. Yes, in fact, it is reverse because agriculture is going to be a big hit. It is going to be a major GDP growth of Indian economy. Write it down by 2030. There are a lot of things needs to be done. We have to think ourselves pride and values to the job what we do. Be proud, develop values, ethics in our education system, which will give our future generation the dignity. Now, the last two slides. Directly, I am connecting this with how Upanishads and Yoga Vedanta talk about it. First, one should manage the mind. If you can manage your time, you can in front of you. That is more important when you are a management graduate. So you can manage your time, you can manage the other person in front of you. In this, there is a term called ambiguity management. Unless you control your mind, the mind will constantly react to people's words and people's emotion. We have to do the ambiguity management. You have to control the mind. Upanishad teaches you how to manage your mind and how to turn into little inward, that is within you, inward. If one can achieve this, he can find the center of gravity within him, not in the other person. Not normally what happens practically. Someone comes, we are taking our mind out of it and concentrating on the other person's mind. That's what happening in every human being tendency normally. But once you bring the center of gravity within you, the mind will speak. So that there is no ambiguity. So you can manage very well once you make the center of gravity within your mind. So once center of gravity is located within oneself, nothing can throw you out of balance. This will create the space to handle the problems. So you can handle the problem very well if you control your mind and put the mind in your own center of gravity. So you can manage the problems, whatever the other person brings to your table very easily. So once center of gravity with oneself is identified, he can handle with problematic people, handle ambiguities, and also handle time. So this is the reason it must be part of every curriculum. So 4 aspects of mind in Vedanta, it very clearly says Manas, Buddhi, Chinta, Ahankar. Manas what? Mind. So conjugative aspects of mind. Buddhi means intellectual aspects. Chinta means memory bank of the mind. And Ahankar means ego. That is I is within you. Once you control all these 4, you can ensure your mind will be in your hands, which will lead to handle any situation around you. This is the glory of Upanishads and Vedanta teachings. It is then converted into some English language for the better understanding and put it in very simple language. But if you get into the Upanishads and Vedanta, there are a lot of things, but it is crisp only to the education syllabus. We should have this mind aspect and unselfishness and thinking towards human being and the growth of the society. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nagesh.
Namaste. A. Vinodji has joined. Vinod sir.
Now let us have
Minister
question answer session. The participants can raise your question. Yes. You can raise your question.
Sir,
Money is calling regularly.
sir, in the chat box, participant asked a question. How blockchain is going to impact supply chain management?
Okay, good. Actually, blockchain is a
You can
concept.
question.
Yeah, I got the question.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Actually, the subject what we are talking is different, but still, as a supply chain management, yes, I wanted to get into that. Blockchain is now it's a developing technology, but not implemented fully. But things are coming in because blockchain itself is a different concept and new technology. In that, lot of domain things are getting integrated. If you see the supply chain management, there are few aspects. One is domestic supply chain management and international supply chain management. In international supply chain management comes into because of globalization. If you take into international supply chain management, for example, if you want to move some of your cargo to US, to New York, you can say it is New York, from Mumbai, Navasheva to New York, means there are minimum, there are 6 sort of things are happening. One is in factory, the packaging, once the quality control is over, the cargo is packed. Packaging is done according to country requirement. So it starts from the factory and it moves in road. That is first mile movement. It is called as first mile movement. Once package is done, it goes to some of the CFS, that is container freight station, and it moves into one of the ship container stuffed in cargo moving into some of the ship and reaches New York port. From there again it goes to containers warehouse. These are all the minimum 4 things going in supply chain. So when it comes to blockchain, there are multiple operators are involved in this. One is factory, then another is factory, another is road transport, another is customs and unloaded in the destination port, and again road transport moved into the container warehouse and destuffed into the container warehouse. So 6-7 things are happening. So when it comes to the blockchain, all the 7 right now it is disintegrated which will be integrated, so that you will have the live happenings where is the cargo is, both for consigning and also the shipper, and who are all the link in between, like logistics supply chain providers, the customs house agents, truck transporter, sea transporter, and warehouse managers. So once it is done, at the container's warehouse point of view, he should have the space. One, this cargo comes in and put it into the warehouse. So he will know that 31st July, the cargo is coming to their warehouse. There he needs to have the space to store the cargo. So right now, it is not happening in the way how it is. So once blockchain concept is coming in and fully implemented, when the cargo load point itself, the end of the supply chain, that is warehouse manager, will come to know 31st of particular day, particular month, 31st of particular month, when the cargo is going to come into his warehouse, needs space for this much CBM. CBM means cubic feet, cubic meter. This much of cargo is going to come. That much of space should be made available in the warehouse for that particular cargo. How warehouse are managed? One, perishable cargo is managed separately. Normal cargo managed separately, and DG cargo. DG means dangerous goods. They are managed separately. So one should not be mixed with other. So when you get 40 CBM of cargo on 31st, he will come to know in the system itself. Okay, this day I need to keep space for this particular cargo in this particular day of the warehouse. So this is the thing blockchain is going to give you real-time requirement for the origin customer and in the end customer also. So it is in startup stage. It will take some time. According to me, it will take minimum 3 to 4 years to utilize fully, implemented fully. Saying?
Sir, now I request our Vinod ji to share few words in this occasion. Vinod ji.
Namaste, Sundara Pandyan ji.
Yes, sir. Namaste. You say few
Happy
words.
to see all of you. And I was little late, but after the last 2-3 slides I have seen, it was mainly focusing the management of mind. If we could manage our mind, we can manage everything. There is a team also, 54 people are attending this webinar. I request the Tamil Nadu unit of Shiksha Sanskriti Udanyas to form a team in Tamil Nadu, and you divide yourself and give some assignment to our team members to go through the management syllabus of different universities or the same universities. In Tamil Nadu, it may be under Anna University, Technical University. And there are so many autonomous colleges and deemed universities. Go through all these syllabus, MBA and syllabuses. And at all India level, Shiksha Sanskriti Udanyas management team has prepared some concept papers. On this concept paper, we want to develop different contents. Mainly, who are the management thinkers from India? It is not a recent phenomena, but in Vedic period, we want to pick up the thinkers on management. That management can be mind management, money management, time management, leadership, teamwork, type of management, there are so many examples of the event and examples of life. Sri Ram is the one of the typical example of managing crisis, personal crisis, social crisis, and the political crisis. In this way, we want to take some good examples and we want to incorporate these contents in our university syllabus. And I think there is a paper on history of business and economics in management studies. So we want to make a good content in this area, especially from Tamil Nadu, how the Chola Rajas have managed their big empire of business and commerce during their the medieval period history of India. So in this way, along with these webinars, we want to find out some people, not from outside, from inside itself, our own. We have to take some of the areas where we can work, and we want to bring up with good documents. Then we have to discuss with some of the colleges, institutions, especially deemed universities and Anna University also. And gradually we want to include some of the papers in the syllabi. For that purpose, we want to work. Shiksha Sanskrit Udhanyas at the All India level will be always with you. And Tamil Nadu, there are a lot of resource persons, lot of case studies we can make at different stages. Even after this post-corona era, everywhere the concept of Indian knowledge system and Indian experience will be a valued thing. So we want to make all these things according to the framework of today's academia. With these words, I am very happy and congratulating Sundara Pandin sir and Tamil Nadu Unit of Shiksha Sanskrit Udhanyas. I am very happy to hear our beloved chief guest of today. With these words, I am thanking all of you. Vanakkam, namaste.
Thank you very much, Vinodji. I am very much grateful to you for giving this opportunity in the field of management education. We will prepare the concept paper as per your suggestion in future. It will be definitely make some changes in our curriculum, management education curriculum. I am sure that we will give some modification changes as per your suggestion. Now we have some time, so the participants can raise any one or two questions. The participants.
Sir, a few person asked the questions in chat box. I just read the question. Kindly suggest websites to do courses in this lockdown time with respect to management education. Can you mute பண்ணுங்க sir. Kindly suggest. அதான் எதுவும் சொல்ல முடியுங்க.
Mahesh, Mr. Mahesh Ji, அவருக்கு வேற மியூட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்களா?
அவரே அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், அவரை கேட்கும்.
Sorry. Now I think yes, I unmuted. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that is one question. That is one question. That is one question from Mr. Kiran Sriram. He says, character building should start from root level. So I already made in the presentation itself. Yes, it should start from the school itself, first standard, science standard itself. Yes, but the thing is, if you do that now, one generation will left out. You are losing one generation. If you implement in MBA curriculum, they can understand easily. If you analyze the syllabus and implement it, at least one generation is not wasted. At least now. That is the point.
Swami Vivekananda பத்தில சொன்னாங்க. நல்ல விஷயம்.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But like I have a question, sir. Like I am a professor, like I am a faculty in intermediate college, and I also won one intermediate college in Andhra Pradesh. So like during this COVID time, like we are running a online classes, like online, and we are giving curriculum, the syllabus which is according to our state. But what is happening? We are trying to give the maximum input to them, but how to, like there is no efficiency. Hello?
No, I'm not getting your question, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. Like I'm asking about like how to improve a personality of a +1, +2 students. Like how to improve personality.
See, personality improvement is not a big deal. It is a very, very simple thing. Only thing is, first, our yogic cycle says, do meditation, do pranayama, all these things will improve your mind health. Once your mind health is improved, that the concept receiving will be made very easy. Once you receive the concepts from the teachers, you can implement it very easily. Only thing, three things are more important for any human being. One is self-confidence. What everybody should have that self-confidence. So here what happens for the student? Which always parents are blaming them, teachers are blaming them. So you're losing the self-confidence as if I am fit for nothing. That attitude should be removed from the brain. For that, you have to motivate.
Yes.
So once your motivation is happened, automatically he will control the mind. So once he controls the mind, the third thing will automatically happen. He will improve himself. And another thing is the challenge. Once human brain, everybody may know, human brain will work fantastically well when it is challenged to the core. Either he will come out or he will give up. So that give up point, he should not have that give up point. Rather than he should raise for the occasion. For that, mind should be strong. I think this answers that.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Okay. Any other one or two questions? I think question in the chat box.
So kindly suggest websites to do courses in this lockdown time respect to management education. Question from Vignesh.
I think Professor Sir can give that link. The question can be answered by Professor Sir.
The question,
அதான் அது நீங்க தான் லிங்க் கொடுப்பீங்களா? லாக்டவுன்ல மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பத்தி படிக்கிறது.
sir, good evening. During the lockdown period, the student can able to manage their time for learning through online education, because there are some challenges nowadays. As a management student, they have to change the challenges into opportunities. So that is management education. It gives a true knowledge about the management education. Okay, sir. Any other? Or Santosh ji, can we go to the water plant?
Excuse me, sir. Like I have another query.
Okay.
Sir, how can we involve students into some kind of social welfare things, like some kind of NGOs? Like, is there any way? Because in that prospect also, like we can improve their way of thinking or perspective. Like, is there any way to engage them with social kind of elements?
Yes, yeah, definitely. You should do that. Actually, whatever area you live, ask them to visit some sort of bastis. That is, people living in near coastal line, that is fisherman community, or some sort of downtrodden community where they live. Just go there and ask them to communicate with the kids, very small kids, maybe studying in 5th standard, 6th standard, 8th standard. So that type of kids, ask your students to go and meet them and try to communicate with them and try to inhibit some sort of knowledge what he gathered in your school, and also ask them to play with them according to their taste. So it gives some sort of strength to the mind for your students learning in your school. But for that, you have to convince not only your students, but also their parents, whether they will agree. You have to manage them also. When your students go to that sort of places, they will come around what type of social things are there, apart from what they live in their own premises.
Okay, sir.
Hope that answer.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir.
Okay, Isli. Now, before going to the vote of thanks, from SSVN, there is one announcement. Here there are nearly 50 participants. Those who are interested in joining with the organization SSVN for working for the development of the management education, you can contact me by my email or by my phone number hereafter. And I am very much thankful to each one of you. Now I request Dr. S. Divagaran, Assistant Professor in the Kalasalingam University, Siruliputtur. Now I request Dr. S. Divagaran to propose the vote of thanks.
Hello, very good evening to all participants. Okay. So hereby I really say thanks to our resource person and expert Mahesh P. Neelakandan, Managing Director from Mumbai. Okay, he delivered a very good lecture on new dimensions of management education. Okay, so nowadays, due to this COVID lockdown, many of the colleges and universities started online classes and conducting assessments also through online. Okay, so as per our professor said, Dr. M. Soundrapondian, so we need to take this opportunity as a challenge and as a part of management education. Okay, so we need to work on this challenge and we need to come out with a good outcome. Okay. So on behalf of Shiksha Sanskriti Uttanyas Association, I thank to Mr. Jagannath ji and Dr. Santosh Kumar ji for providing such an opportunity to conducting such events. And also, I need to thank Dr. K. Indrani, State President of SSUN Tamil Nadu, for providing such opportunity. And I thank all the participants. So I hope everyone get benefited through this webinar sessions. So finally, once again, I thank Mr. Mahesh, Professor Neelakandan. Okay, so he shared his experience and he quoted some golden lines from Vivekananda. Okay, so everyone get benefited through this session. And once again, I thank all the participants. So the feedback link is shared in the chat box. You just kindly fill the feedback for your e-certifications. And just wait for a time, a prayer will be there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mahesh sir, and all of participants.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you very much.
At the end of our program, prayer by our Jagan ji.
உண்ணலும் உணதே உயிர்த்தலும் உணதே உடல் உயிர் மனம் எல்லாம் உணதே எண்ணலும் உணதே இச்சையும் உணதே என் செயல் பயன் எல்லாம் உணதே என் செயல் பயன் எல்லாம் உணதே. Thank you.
Oh, Santi, Santi, Santi. Okay. Thank you. Now the feedback form will be in the chat box. You will get the e-certificate. I thank each one of you. Thank you.